not actually for so much showing on my face, but I'm gonna do it soon. It's kind of bright, so. Okay, as you see the screen right there, it says 7 mystery riddles, only the smartest 5% gets solved, and I don't know if I'm one of them, so let's get on to the video. Please like, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I just, want you guys to subscribe to it, like, on the cards, so let's get on to the video.
Hey, are you a fan of good old Agatha Christie novels? Or are modern works with elements of thriller more to your liking? It's time to test yourself.
Yep, I do that.
We're all familiar with typical IQ tests that rate your intelligence level after you've answered 40 standardized questions. But there are some other ways to find out what your inner genius can do. We found several riddles that only a few people can figure out. Do you feel brave enough to crack them? Then go ahead and test your detective skills with these riddles. After each riddle, you'll be given 15 seconds to find the answer.
Okay.
Here we go. Number 7, jailbreak. Jack is placed in a cell with a dirt floor and only one window positioned so high no one could reach it. The cell is empty except for a shovel. It's hot and dry there, but Jack won't get any food or drink anytime soon. He has only 2 days to break out of the jail. If not, he'll die. We know what you have immediately thought, but no, digging a tunnel is not an option as it will take more than 2 days. So, how should Jack escape the cell? What's your guess? Don't forget, you can pause the video to have more time to think.
Okay, thank you, but I'm not gonna do it. Maybe you can just, dig for, like, I just paused it, so yeah. Second 12. Okay, so maybe Jack could just like make a mountain. So like digging the mountain, like digging up. But he's not gonna dig in the tunnel. I'm just trying to say like, how am I supposed to say? Just like making a mountain up there. So he can just climb, like dig up. Just building a mountain out of the dirt, so you can just climb up. I want to see things. I want to see what. If I'm right. If I'm not, I'm going to be like, well.
All set? Here's the answer. Well, the way out for Jack turned out to be a piece of cake. He had to use the shovel to make a pile of dirt under the window,
that's what I meant to
climb
say.
on it, and escape from the cell.
I'm still right.
Seriously, who secures prisoners this way?
I'm still right.
All right, number 6. A stolen necklace. Mrs. Smith went to the police claiming that her vintage necklace was missing. The woman was upset. When the police arrived, they saw no signs of a break-in. No messed up locks, no misplaced doors. Only one window was broken. There was a total mess inside the house and dirty footprints all over the floor. Surprisingly, the next day, Mrs. Smith was arrested for fraud. Why?
Nobody came through the window? Yeah, I'm just gonna say that nobody came through the window.
Are you ready there? 5 seconds left. Here's the answer. The police were sure that Mrs. Smith lied to them because the window was broken from the inside. If it had been broken from the outside, little pieces of glass would have been on the room's floor. Number 5, murder at school. On the first day of the school year, a geography teacher was murdered. The police had as many as 4 suspects. They were the gardener, the math teacher, the coach, and even the school principal. Yeah, I vote for the principal. Now, the sticking point was that they all had alibis. The gardener was cutting bushes. The math teacher was holding a mid-year test. The coach was playing basketball. The principal was in the office. Despite this, the killer was arrested immediately. Can you guess who killed the geography teacher and how the police solved the mystery? You have 15 seconds to find the killer.
Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna say the PE teacher because look at his arms.
killer was the math teacher. According to his own words, he was holding a mid-year test, but the crime happened on the first day of the school year. He needs to learn how to lie better, don't you think? Number 4, a lonely man. A lonely old man lived in his house in the suburbs of the city. He led a quiet life. Perhaps he was a homebody, as he never left his dwelling for long. It was a midsummer Friday when the mailman walked by and called out for the man. There was no answer coming from inside the house. The mailman looked into the window and, oh no, saw the man in a pool of blood. When the policeman arrived, he found Tuesday's newspaper, 2 bottles of warm milk, and 1 bottle of cold milk. The next day, the killer was arrested. Do you know how the police found out who it was so quickly? What is your idea?
Let me just pause this for a second. My answer is I have no clue. I have no idea. The bottles? The newspaper. Fred, I have no idea, literally.
Five seconds remaining. Can you see the answer?
Nope. Thanks for asking.
It was obviously the mailman. He knew that no one in that house would read a newspaper on Wednesday or Thursday. That's why he came only on Friday. Number 3, 2 pills. A serial killer had a particular practice going. He kidnapped people and made them take one of 2 pills. One was harmless, the other was poisonous. Whichever pill a victim took, the serial killer took the other one. Then the scheme repeated itself continuously. Victims took their pills with water and died. The killer repeatedly survived. How did he always get the harmless pill? Good luck. Your time has started.
Maybe because red is harmless, red is like evilness and all that. No, blue is harmless because blue is my favorite color in the world.
Here's the answer. The serial killer was tricking people. The poison was in the glass of water his victims drank, not in the pill. Oh, that stinks. So unfair. Anyway, number 2, frozen windows. Once, on a cold winter day, a tragedy happened. John found his friend dead in his own house. John called the police and said he was just passing by Jack's house when he decided to drop by to see him. He had been knocking and ringing the bell for a long time. However, all was silent. Perhaps Jack wasn't at home. But John could very well see the light in the room through a frozen window. He breathed on the ice window glass and saw Jack on the floor. Unexpectedly for John, the police arrested him as the main suspect. Why? 15 seconds to go.
Maybe he went. Okay. I think when he was getting, maybe he just went inside and just pretended everything failed. Kind of
Only 5 seconds left.
So he just went inside the house and killed him and just got out and just.
Obviously, John hasn't thought his legend through. He wouldn't be able to unfreeze the window glass because it.
Goddamn connection. Why? Why? Be right back. I really don't know why the internet's not working, so it might be going to be a while, so I'm just gonna not in the video, but just give it a
It's usually icy on the inside.
Yeah.
Finally, number 1, chemical substances.
Chemical substances. And the internet's gone again. Why? Why? Is it me? Or am I just making a bad video? Be right back. a moment. Still didn't work, so like, wait a couple minutes again. Guys, the internet's not working. I don't even know why, so like, I'm gonna have to check with the new navigation systems just to see what's wrong with it. But if you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below if you want to see some more videos like this, me showing like this. So like, I want to see the comments. Lash out. Peace.